guilty of murder. Tonight, justice for the family of Adams County Deputy Heath Gum.
We're very satisfied with the verdict. The Gum family doesn't have closure, and nothing's going to bring them closure because Heath can't come back.
Tonight, curfew. One Colorado city is forcing everyone off the streets at 10 p.m., hoping to slow the coronavirus surge.
It's going to be tough on all of us.
Why Pueblo may not be the last city making this unpopular decision. And we are following news which broke just about an hour ago. Dreyon Deering just found guilty of murdering Adams County Deputy Heath Gum. It happened almost 3 years ago on January 24th, 2018. He will spend the rest of his life in prison.
He was sentenced to life without parole. DA Dave Young talked about the case just after the sentence came down.
They had a very challenging defense because there's no question that Mr. Deering killed Heath Gum, but really closure never comes despite what the verdict may be, because they're still without Heath Gum, and Heath was a tremendous person.
He was known by his colleagues as Gumball and remembered as a friendly, hardworking member of the team. And his father spoke just a few minutes ago.
I was just hoping it went the way it did, and I'm glad it did.
Deering was a suspect in a burglary call on the night of the shooting. Investigators believe he ambushed Deputy Gum. And today a jury found him guilty on several counts, most notably murder of a peace officer in the first degree. Nearly every county in the Denver metro is under tight restrictions compared to last week, or on pace for tighter restrictions in the near future.
So I want you to take a look at this map. Every county there with a caution sign or stop sign is dealing with an increased number of COVID cases.
Jefferson County was added to the list just in the last 24 hours. They're in mitigation mode, but could enter safer at home level 3 and soon.
And today the state reported about 1,800 additional cases. The number of hospital beds in use by people with the virus or symptoms continues to rise as well. 742 ICU beds in use. Our total ICU capacity, without factoring in those surge hospitals, is around 2,000. And the situation looks particularly rough in Pueblo. The city's mayor said today that city nearly hit its ICU capacity this week.
And now Pueblo is imposing a citywide curfew between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. and facing almost immediate backlash from people who gathered outside City Hall to protest this afternoon. Denver7's Ivan Rodriguez reports on the reason the city made a change.
For countless restaurants across Colorado, keeping their doors open has been a struggle since March. Now in Pueblo, some restaurants say they're bracing for another hit.
It's going to be tough on all of us, our staff, us as owners as well. We have 20-some employees. We're just a mom and pop bar and grill.
Starting Friday, Pueblo will implement a 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew for the next 2 weeks. For Gina Rosales, co-owner of the Senate Bar and Grill, it feels restaurants are always paying the price whenever COVID cases rise.
I think if they're going to do any kind of a curfew, why 10 o'clock? Because that's when most people are going to bed. You got kids getting to school in the morning. So for the select few that want to stay out and have a drink or have a late dinner, they can't do that.
But Mayor Nick Gradisar says the largest group of people catching and spreading the virus are between the ages of 20 to 40. They are also the most likely to be out past 10 p.m.
We felt like that by then most restaurants in Pueblo were closed. Some bars were still be open, but we felt like that was a reasonable time for people to get their business done during the day. And it was sort of a compromise.
The mayor is also concerned with hospitals being over capacity. This past Tuesday, there were only 2 ICU beds in Pueblo that weren't being used.
The last 2 weeks, our incidence per 100,000 has jumped to 368 cases in a 2-week period. In the month of October, 839 new cases of COVID.
People out after curfew could face a $1,000 fine and up to a year in jail. The mayor says if cases don't decrease after 2 weeks, the curfew could be extended. Ivan Rodriguez, Denver7.
And Colorado workers continue to feel the brunt of this pandemic. 221,000 people filed for some sort of unemployment benefit last week, according to new data from the state. Well, that number is actually low compared to where we were 4 months ago. It is still higher than at any point in 2019. People who filed for first-time unemployment benefits this week will not receive $375 stimulus payments. Those will only go to people who are on unemployment at any point between March 15th and October 24th.
All right, to the fires now. We have a sad update on the East Troublesome fire in Grand County. We know at least 250 structures were lost. And this video from inside the fire lines is our first look at some of the most significant damage. The fire has burned nearly 200,000 acres, but it hasn't grown in several days.
And officials say the recent winter weather has been a big help. Denver7's Jason GRUENAUER is in Grant County with the very latest tonight. Jason?
Yes, and good evening to you. Fire officials were actually able to open up several neighborhoods not far from Grand Lake, including the one that we're standing in, saying that the cold weather we received and the snow has parked this fire. They are not anticipating any major growth over the next few weeks. That, of course, is welcome news to the many residents who were able to get home and just kind of take a breath. It also afforded us the chance to help.
It's just so devastating.
We met evacuee Diane Temple yesterday, out of her home already for a week, potentially for 2 more, yet still working to stock the shelves at the Grand Lake Mountain Market.
We're doing the best. I may wear the same clothes every day for the next couple weeks and rinse them out at night, but we're going to make it.
We couldn't just let that happen. Using funds raised for wildfire victims through Denver7 Gives, we went shopping for Diane and her husband at a store in Granby. Then we made a special delivery. Thanks to the generosity of our Denver7 Gives viewers, we went shopping for you. Okay. And this is all for you. This is a full outfit for you and your husband. Sweatshirt, jeans, and socks.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Thank you so very much. It's so appreciated. It'll be nice to have a nice warm shirt. We really appreciate it. This is so awesome. Thank you so, so much. So, sorry.
Now, the money that we use, just a small sliver of what you have donated through the Denver7 Gives Fund, and you still can help people up here and who are victims throughout our state dealing with these wildfires. All you have to do is go on the denverchannel.com, click on Denver7 Gives, scroll down just a little bit, and then click on Help for Colorado Wildfire Victims. We will make sure that every dime gets to people in need. Reporting live from Grand Lake, I'm Jason GRUENAUER, Denver7.
That's great. Thank you, Jason. And there will be a community meeting for people affected by the Cameron Peak fire later on tonight at 7:30. Firefighters spent the day assessing the status of the fire following several days of wintry weather. And if all goes well, this fire could be fully contained 1 week from Sunday.
The coronavirus turned our real estate market into a seller's paradise, and we're going to break down just why.
And you might be shocked how little money our state is making from sports betting. We have the numbers for you next.